Well, this is what happens when I only have 1 cup of coffee. I still have more to go. So today I'm using a water brush, watercolor paints I got from Temu, and my palette with Daniel Smith. So I'm kind of mixing the two. And now I'm going to do the sky, which is a lot. So we'll see how it goes. Just to get it up there. So, and there we go. Hold on a minute here. All right, here we go. This is the fun part right in here. It's going to be a little. Yeah, this is a hard brush to do this with. That's what I like about the water brushes, though, is I can maintain my water flow on something like this, even though it makes it harder. Yeah. Okay. And because there's blue, it's not so bad. All right, bring some more in. There we go. Give it a little bit of that haze look to it. Tilt it up, let the water to flow. Yeah, down in here. I'm hoping I'll get like a hazing when I do this. We'll find out more. Let me add the water. It gives it kind of a cloudy. I want to try and keep it inside the lines. There's a lot to it. I never see a sky that's pure blue unless I'm like in the desert. They do have deserts in Washington State, but nobody talks about that. We try not to let it out. I guess I'm going to get kicked out of the Washington State Club now that I've mentioned the secret that we have deserts. But our deserts are going away because people like wine, and they're growing lots of wine over there now. I have nothing against drinking. I did a lot of it. But I thought it would be nice just to mention that we have deserts over here and that's where I get the blue skies. Now there's other blues, but yeah, this is where the sky gets complicated up in here, because paper warps when it's wet, but I like to do this. I'll come back later. We'll see how that looks. Cool thing about a water brush is I can play with it and just keep adding or taking away. If I have to, I'll break out my my watercolor brushes just to even it out. But this is what I wanted to do today. Just sit and paint. I love that it goes over. And it really, see how it kind of flavors up in here, and then I can just kind of go over that, and it just gives it that look. I want that to be kind of out of there. Take out those harsh lines. Just a little color. This paper I'm using is a hot press paper, so there we go. Sometimes I'll go outside the lines when I paint or draw. Illustration, you have a lot more freedom than you do with these realistic paintings, which is good for me because I'm still learning. I am nowhere near the master. One of the things I've noticed in my painting, and is I can see things differently. My eye catches things that I wouldn't normally catch, and that's okay. Because I could really use to catch more things. Considering I drive through downtown Seattle every day. When I drove taxi in Seattle, I was catching all kinds of things. I could spot a policeman's taillight from half a mile away. Didn't help me though, I still got tickets. Well, that goes back to the drinking thing. I got more tickets after I quit partying. Can you believe that? Of course I never drove when I drank. But I had that street paranoia. Yeah, let's see if I can get those harsh lines out of there. I don't like the harsh lines. As long as I can get it away from these edges. I just want to get those harsh lines out of there. Put a little bit of blue in there. There's those little spots. There we go. Just taking the harsh lines out. That gives it that mottled look. See how it kind of just, if I could take these lines out of there, I'd be happy. Oh yeah, I did drive. I drove taxi in Seattle for years, off and on, and then Uber and Lyft. They're good companies. Most of the drivers are just out there to make money like anyone else. Some treated it like a real business. Some of them treated it like a hobby. I knew some good guys when I was driving. You sit on the cab stand and you chat it up. All right, we'll let this dry and see what kind of damage I've done. Hope the day goes well.